Yeah, man, say all praises and honor unto Yahweh.
Bashim Yoshai, Bashim Kakadash.
Double honors to the apostles, to the elders, break the stone. And shalom to all the brothers, they pushing this truth and all sincerity and all honesty. Yeah, this is a brother from the James Jamaica camp. Yashamai.
Sure. I war.
I know I do, I'm a listen. We're seeing how, the prophecies then basically, come to pass, right? Even scripture, we mentioned in Revelation 17, and 14 and down. I believe we talk about the 10 and the beast, and we get the war. We see how even these nations are in league with America, how them basically start to turn against America more and more, right? So we're very close right now to destruction because we see the things the scriptures speak about, right? So America, days are numbered. Seeing all the nation getting grave up now, a jump ship on America, right? So very close to, the destruction of the society, right? And we have the content basically, push forward this truth, to the best our ability that our Bashmeshai, give unto us, right? One brother?
Right, this is Revelation 17, verse 14. It said, "Thee shall make war with the Lamb."
That's right. Go on. You finish.
And Revelation 17 and 14, "Thee shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that were with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he said unto me, the waters which thou hast sized, where the war sitteth."
So this is a point I want to get from the scripture, right? So people say, right, the water which thou sawest, right? One?
Where the war sitteth
The
are
war is America, right? Everybody start to hate that war now. So she said, the water which thou sawest, where the war sitteth are people, continue brother?
and multitude
And
nations and tongues.
All different, people from all different walks of life,
Right.
come to America, right? At Golden City, at the land of opportunity, that big melting pot, right? All different nations live in basically at land mass. Go on, brother?
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast.
Go on. So she said the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast. Because this is basically a future prophecy also, as I mentioned, earlier when we started the video. He said the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, right? Going back then, the beast was basically the Roman Empire, right? Fast forward to now we have, NATO alongside the EU. So we see how everything are put into place, for the prophecies then come to pass, full effect. So suppose the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast is EU countries. Right, go on?
Thee shall eat the war.
Beast shall eat the war. The war is America. Go on?
And shall make her desolate.
And shall make her desolate.
And naked.
And naked, go on?
And shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
And burn her with fire. So that's basically what getting ready to take place right now. Right, 2023 we see, the things that we've been speaking over the years, starting with the apostles and elders and all, are come to pass, like, America, are going to basically dwell alone. Right, from way back in the days, we've been speaking about these things. So all these nations are going to turn them back on America. I know we actually in time now we see these nations do that. Even America are allies, as scripture said. Even our allies are turning them back on them right now. Because I'll go back to prophecy. Right? My brother, finish? Yeah, go on.
This is an article from The Guardian. It says here, the 10th of April 2023. It says Macron sparks anger by saying Europe should not be vassal in the US-China clash.
Go on.
It means being a vassal state, means America and them basically them as America and them are allied. See? America have no dominance over them like say. then you can tell them what to do, man. See? Basically, being a vassal state, it's like the ruling empire in power, see, actually control those states or those regions. So you can give out order and tell them who to attack, when to attack, or how to attack. Basically, Macron said, you can't tell European countries what to do. See? In the conflict. It says Emmanuel Macron has flown into a storm of criticism after he said Europe should not become a vassal and must avoid being drawn into any conflict between the US and China over Taiwan.
Exactly, and I believe last week we basically do a video where we see Macron that basically go to China, some peace talk. Right, so see what's happening right now, and you know the China situation popped out with Taiwan. Right, and you know if this thing start off, you know, some war between China and Taiwan and America, you know, a lot of things gonna basically, you know, take place. Because, you know, certain goods and services where China sent to America are gonna stop. Right, so you're gonna see a major basically change take place. Right, so we see, hey, because look what happened in Ukraine. Right, from Ukraine, from Russia invade Ukraine, you see all the things happen. Imagine what's gonna happen when China, you know, invade Taiwan and America back them, because I think I see a news. But they say if China attack, America say if China attack Taiwan, they're going to destroy the factories that make the semiconductor chips. Right, because you know they don't want China to get them thing there. Right? So I try to prevent China's so-called Chinese them from basically get the man on these things here. Right, so
Obadiah? This is Obadiah 1 and 7. So all the men of thy confederacy brought thee even to the border.
So say all the men of thy confederacy. Can you remember the word confederacy? Right? Can you remember the text? I can look it up too. I look up on Google. Confederacy. So you say all the men of thy confederacy. Right? All America allies them. Right? You see the time now when they must start to turn them back on America. What, brother?
Alright, this is confederacy from Merriam-Webster.
What?
It's a group of people, country, organization.
A group of people or countries like the European Union. Right, according to prophecy, according to scripture, people say the war and the one who basically ride the beast. And who is the war? America. So now the war and the beast, you know, start to, you know, break up now. Right, you have that you know, hatred start to basically take place now between them. Right, especially with the whole, you know, destroying of the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. Right, they find America behind it. Sabotage Europe. So we see how everything have basically been put into place. You know, for basically Revelation 17 and 15 come to pass.
Yes.
So read again, brother.
It's a group of people, countries, organization, etc., joined together for a common purpose or by a common interest.
Yeah.
Go back to Psalms 83. The scripture said they are confederate. See? Right. So them in a league to destroy even our people, man. See? So that's the whole of the main purpose of all of these nations also. So them are American confederates, man. Especially the rest of that actually are going to Esau, Edom. See? So all these rest of nations, like you see Saudi Arabia and them countries, they were split from them now. With a part of them confederacy. Yeah, man.
All the men of the confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Gone.
The men that were at peace with thee.
Because all them now, turn them back on America, and America for do something soon. In order to basically gain back some farmer, you know, power over these nations, because they lose that hedge them have over all these nations, them losing it. So they have to do something very, very soon in order to drive fear in a certain countries. Because you know that's one of the main things where America been using for over the years. Even Japan now want basically buy oil from basically from the BRICS or Russia. Right? After what basically what happened after the dropping the bomb for America, drop the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? Japan basically, you know, fall in line with America. I've been saying it to the spirit and power and the Heavenly Father that, you know, these Japan, these so-called Japanese, you know, go back to Ammonites, they're gonna turn them back on America also and help destroy America, because they still remember what happened back then, right? You know, to you know, them country. What America do back then. And still remember. All them don't play hypocrite in America. We've been saying it. So now them see the opportunity now, you know, for sliding for America. Right? Because all the country might do it till they must slide. So it's like a ripple effect.
Alright.
Right, go on.
You say, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevail against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Right. Okay. This is Isaiah 14 verse 10. Verse 10. Yeah, verse 10. It says, all they shall speak and say unto thee.
That's a verse up there.
Verse 9.
Yeah.
Isaiah 14 and 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief one of the earth. It had raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
So all these nations now is against America, because America have been the problem for years. Nowadays basically a major change that take place now in the earth. Right?
Because the petrodollar was established over military strength. Right, so as the scripture go down, all these nations have this military strength as well. So them say, oh, we don't need to depend on America no more.
Because certain countries start to develop certain capability, like, you know, nuclear weapon, like North Korea. I get support from, you know, China, because, you know, North Korea is China proxy. Right? So you say, as though become weak as us, what? Because America get brought down, what?
So all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we, art thou become like unto us. Right? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
And your pride I get brought down, America pride, you know? Get brought down, what?
And the noise of thy voice, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Continue down to son of Israel.
Article. Back to the article, it says the French president made the remarks in an interview on his plane after a 3-day visit to China. See? So, hey, when we basically let's say it was all about to make a division against America, man. That was his plan. It wasn't going to talk about what Russia doing or the link with Russia and China make them. It was all about separating themselves from America.
The war.
Yeah.
The war days are numbered, but one of the main things they lose now. The dying of the US dollar.
Right? It says, where he received a red carpet welcome by China's President Xi Jinping, a show of pageantry that alarmed some European China watchers. It says, speaking to the reporters from Les Echos and Politico, Macron said Europe should be a third power in the world.
So you will be a third power.
Yeah. Because basically China and Russia.
Yeah.
See it? You see it? Right now, America are the power in the world. Them are actually the power in the world. And China are the second largest economy. So you must say Europe should be a third power in the world. See, where them now have to look to America, man. See? Europe should be a third power in the world order, along with the US and China. While the comments reaffirm Macron's long-term goal of strategic avoiding military and economic dependence. Then his remarks on Taiwan stoke anger and alarm on both sides of the Atlantic. He says, according to Les Echos, Macron said, do we Europeans have an interest in speeding up on the subject of Taiwan? No. The worst of things, he said, the worst of things would be to think that we Europeans must be followers on this subject and adapt ourselves to an American rhythm and a Chinese overreaction. Then he added, it would be a trap for Europe now. Then it had developed more autonomy since, well, that thing they were going 2020, to get caught up in crises that are not ours. If there was an acceleration of conflict between the American and Chinese duopoly, we will not have the time nor the means to finance our own strategic autonomy, and we will become vassals, whereas we could become the third pole. So basically, right now, hey, this where America going with, we're not going to take America's side. See? We're not going to take America's side. We are think about having peace. We are think about to stick to ourselves, have our own autonomy, man. See? And our own rulership, our own governance.
Right.
Yeah, that's what Macron has said.
Yeah.
See? So we say, yo, we don't need America. So then basically, if I tell America, you have countries, I tell America, you have a German MP come out the other day. And then basically I say America need to come take them nuclear and them military out of them country. Yes. So all of these countries are turning them back. And in that process, just said that
49 and 31. Jeremiah 49 and 31. What?
This is Jeremiah 49, verse 31. He said, arise, get you up unto the wealthy nation.
This is America, that wealthy nation, or that wealthy country. That one?
That dwelleth without care, said the Lord, which have neither gates nor bars, which dwell alone.
Now America going to dwell alone, and we already seen what's taking place right now. You know, the body a jump ship on America. Even America lies, them start to turn them back on America. Or look on America sideways. Right? So very close to the destruction of the society, because the scripture tells us that, right, these things will happen. And we've seen it happen right before our eyes. Right? Prophecies them pop off, you know, right before our eyes. Clear it. Right, go on.
And their camels shall be a booty, and the multitude of their cattle a spoil. And I will scatter into all winds them that are in the uttermost corners, and will bring their calamity from all sides thereof, said the Lord.
So America's destruction is very, very close right now. Right?
Isaiah 47 verse 1.
So
come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground.
Sit in the confusion. You know, you're basically been pushing over the earth. right? All the madness, it's democracy, right? It's filthiness basically been pushing on all these countries. Right, go on.
You sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Go on.
For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
So America shall no more be called tender and delicate. All these nations are going to fire their missiles upon America. My CBA missiles. Go on.
Take the millstones and grind meal,
Go on.
and cover thy lock,
Go on.
make bare the leg, and cover thy thigh, and cover the thigh,
Go on.
pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Now all the countries in across the world I say America shame. Right? Body I wake up to America. Right?
Say, I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Because oh Lord, the Oshai say I will take vengeance and I'm going to meet thee as a man. You know, come back for, you know, so-called white man, kneel up on the cross again. I come back this time as a basically inject force. Scripture tell you. So that man walks strong with the thousands of heaven. Who is that man? Your Oshai, right? The man who ignorantly called Jesus. Right? That's basically get ready to do now. Make him second and third. Right? As Scripture say, Caesar will take the kingdom by force.
Gone.
Right, so that's basically what we're heading towards right now. Right, right.
Yeah.
One.
It says, this is Mark 3 and verse 23. And he called them unto him and said unto them
One.
in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan?
So this is what Yahweh you know said going back 2,000 years ago. Right? One.
See? And if a kingdom be divided against itself,
So if a kingdom be divided by itself, right? You know, Esau, Edom, you know, going back during the time of slavery, you know, they have this Willie Lynch method, right? You know, divide and conquer, you know, turn the lighter skinned slave against the darker skinned slave, the male against the female, right? The house nigger against the field nigger. But the scripture I tell you, right? If a kingdom be divided by itself, because this is Esau Edom kingdom, right? This is so-called white man kingdom, right? The scripture tell us that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
Gone.
Who are the wicked? Malachi 1 and 4 tell us that, you know, Edom thou shalt call him the border of wickedness. So here in the scripture says, if a kingdom be divided against itself, say this kingdom divided, if Esau Edom divided against themselves, or the so-called white people divide against themselves, what will happen? What, brother?
Against itself, that
What?
kingdom cannot stand.
It cannot stand. One,
And if a house be divided against itself, that
Right.
house cannot stand.
done,
And if Satan rise up against himself
done,
and be divided, he cannot stand,
done.
but art and hen.
But then hence, so which end of this kingdom now? Right? This society is finished. And more, you get it, you know, obvious, you know, to even regular jake that something is wrong.
Gone.
Because it is finished. Scripture said the end shall speak. Now the prophets is them speaking. We see them clear. It might come to pass right before our eyes. Right? And so with that, I say all praises and honor unto Yahweh. And double honors to the apostles, to the elders of Grimman Stone. Shalom to all the brothers them out there pushing this truth in all sincerity. Right? Shalom also to the few sisters. You know, pretty soon we're going out of this society. Right? Shalom.
Shalom.